Hi Capricorn, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot readings from the heart. So this is your how does your ex feel about you reading. Now, we did the how does he or she feel about you reading a couple of months back, and usually that's about, you know, partners or people who are expressly around you, that type of thing. The ex is an ex, okay, so person might still be around you, person might not be around you, but it's what you would call an absolute ex. Alright, that's the difference with this reading. This is somebody you would definitely give the title of, that's my ex, whether they're around you at the moment as a friend or not. That's who you would call the ex, okay? So it's about an ex. You can still be conversing with them, whatever, but it must be that the person is considered to be, an ex. Now, for this reading, how it differs from the how does he or she feel about you reading is that it has 12 areas that we look at instead of 10. Alright, so in this reading, position 1, we look at who this ex is in their life at the moment. Position 2, what are the strengths of this ex? This can be good or bad. Position 3, what are the weaknesses of the ex? Position 4, how the ex feels about you. Position 5, how you feel about the ex. Position 6, what the strengths were in the relationship when you were in the relationship with the ex. Position 7, what the weaknesses were in the relationship between you and the ex. Position 8 looks at what's the possibility of you and the ex coming back together. Position 9 looks at the overall analysis of who this ex is. Position 10 looks at the blockages to you and this ex being together. Position 11 looks at what would be the outcome if you were to get back together with the ex. And position 12, what is the advice? So what should Capricorn do if the ex came back wanting to reconcile? Okay, for this reading we're using the Pamela Coleman Smith deck of cards. And for the clarifiers, we're using the Small Handsome Roberts deck. And if you guys want to start learning tarot and you're on a budget, brilliant cards to use. They're here. They're a small version of the Handsome Roberts deck, as you can see. Tarot cards are expensive. These are only in UK money, $5.99 on Amazon. I've got about 4 decks of these now, including this one, which I love. Really, really cheap. Anyone that wants to learn, get these. Amazing. And it comes with a little booklet inside as well. So you've got a little booklet here as well. Really, really good. So we're using those. Right, let's put this and this to the side and let's make a start on your reading then, Capricorn, okay? So, Universe Spirit, show me. Who is this ex in their life right now? Who is the ex in their life right now? Show me in position 1. Let's push this down a little bit here. What are the strengths of this ex? What are this ex's strengths as a person? Position 2. What is this ex's weakness as a person? What is this ex's weakness as a person? Position 3. How does this ex feel about you? How does the ex feel for Capricorn? Position 4. And how does Capricorn feel for the ex? How does Capricorn feel for the ex? Position 5. Oh, looks a bit wonky to me, that does. Let's turn this down a little bit here. What were the strengths in the relationship between Capricorn and the ex when they were together? Position 6. And what was the weakness in this relationship when Capricorn and this ex were together? In position 7. And what is the potential for Capricorn and the ex to reconcile? Position 8. Try and push this down a little bit here, like so. Who is this ex? What's the overall analysis of who this ex is as a person? Position 9. And what are the blockages to Capricorn and this ex coming together? Position 10. If Capricorn and this ex were to come back together, what would be the outcome of the relationship? Position 11. And if the ex should want to reconcile with Capricorn, what should Capricorn do in position 12? There we go. So I'm trying to get everything looking decent on the screen. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so who is the ex right now in their life, Capricorn? Death in the reverse. They've either gone back to someone or something. Because death in the reverse is about a return. So when you get death in the reverse, you can return into someone's life or somebody can return into your life. So they've possibly returned to someone, to something with the death in the reverse. Death in the reverse is also a card that says I can't let go of the past. So it might be right now that they're still holding on to things that they should have let go of a long time ago with death in the reverse. They'll either return to something in their life physically, i.e. come back from the dead, resurrected a situation with death in reverse, or there's something that they're holding on to that they should have probably let go of a long time ago. What are their strengths as a person? 7 of Coins in the reverse. They don't really wait around, do they? Because the 7 of Coins in the reverse is a difficult card to interpret at the best of times, because sometimes this card can say, and it's a strength. So in the upright, we're going to, you know, if you were to look at it in the upright, this would be the powers of perseverance, the power of patience. 7 of Coins in the upright, because it takes a long time. When you've planted your seeds, you've got to be patient and wait for them to grow. That's what the 7 of Coins is. So it's all about patience. In the reverse, this card speaks about a lack of patience, but it's a strength. So this person doesn't wait around. I think that this person tends, this is a card about cutting your losses. Because in the reverse, it says that sometimes you can invest in something and it only gives you back a small return. So really what you've got to do, if you look beyond those words, you're going to have to just cut your losses and say, okay, that was a bit of a failure, let it go, move on. This person knows how to cut their losses. If something's not working out, I very much doubt that this person's going to stick around. What are this person's weaknesses, though, as a person? The Chariot. Okay, so the Chariot can be, as a weakness in terms of an individual, they tend to be very emotionally reticent, because the Chariot is represented by Cancer. And Cancer represents the crab. So we know that a crab tends to have a hard outer shell and a soft underbelly, and that hard outer shell is to protect the soft underbelly. So obviously when you catch a crab and you cook it, you take off the hard outer shell and you eat what's going on inside, don't you? So I don't eat crab, but I'm assuming that's what people do. Which is why when you get this card reversed, it's about not being able to control oneself, one's feelings. In the reverse, in the upright though, this is somebody's too self-controlled. This is not a love card, the Chariot, really. This is about the power of persistence. And I don't think it's a weakness to be persistent. That would be a strength. So the only thing I can think of so far with the Chariot. And also the weakness with this person is the needing to take on everybody else's problems. Because when you get the Chariot card, this is somebody who carries a lot of baggage. Alright, so the weakness might be that they've got a lot of problems. They've got a lot of baggage, especially in terms of family. Because the Chariot represents Cancer, sign of the crab, but Cancer is also the sign of home and family, and the need to protect loved ones and look after family. So it might be the weakness is the family. Maybe they're feeling the need responsibilities here. So it might be the weaknesses, they've got the loads of responsibilities in terms of family, that type of thing. They're responsible for many people. Maybe it's children. Maybe if your ex was involved with somebody else, maybe it's something to do with an ex-partner and their children, for example, that type of thing. But also their weakness might be that they're a very controlled person and they find it very difficult to open up emotionally. But I feel that the strengths are this person tends to cut their losses, and that might fall in with why their weakness is this, the Chariot. But the Chariot also means the power of persistence as well. So the weakness might be that this person's not particularly persistent. Once they get bored, they get bored. But, you know, other than that, death is who they are right now. They've either returned to someone or something, or they're finding it difficult to let go. Which is interesting, because their strengths are to cut their losses. So the only thing I can think of is that they've returned, maybe. How do they feel about you, Capricorn? The Two of Swords in the reverse. They'll probably want a truce with you. Two things with the Two of Swords reverse. Two of Swords reverse can mean... okay, so the three things with the Two of Swords. The first thing with the Two of Swords, when that card is in the upright, it means that you're keeping your options open. In the reverse, it might mean that you're diminishing those options, so you're no longer keeping your options open. with the Two of Swords in the reverse. So it might be that this person feels that they don't want to keep their options open concerning you. It might be that you're no longer an option on the table with the Two of Swords in the reverse. Two of Swords in the reverse can also mean we want a truce. So what we want to do is we want to, resolve the conflict with the Two of Swords. Two of Swords in reverse can also mean I've made a decision. I think that this person has made a decision over you. I feel in the reverse here. Their feelings are that they've made a definitive decision with the Two of Swords in the reverse. And that decision might be that this situation with you is no longer on the table, with the Two of Swords in reverse meaning that the options are no longer open. How do you feel towards them? Well, I feel that with the Knight of Coins that there is still a commitment situation. I think that you are committed long term to this individual with that Knight of Coins in the reverse, Capricorn. So I feel that for some of you guys, Capricorn, that there is still, with this Knight of Coins, you're still kind of, because when you get the Knight of Coins, it is somebody who still has a long-term commitment issue going on. You're still committed for the long term to an individual. So you still have a goal, a long-term goal concerning an individual. In the reverse, this person lacks any type of commitment. Everything is only for the short term. In the upright, this is a long-term thing. So I think that you are in the long term committed to whoever this person is. I feel that you still have a long-term goal, a long-term thought around this individual, because that's what the Knight of Coins is. Some of you guys might want to give something to this individual as well, because Knight of Coins represents to make a presentation. Sometimes this can be, though, the card of being very platonic and it's just a business arrangement, that type of thing. What were the strengths within the relationship when you were in it? Ten of Coins in the reverse was the strength. That's interesting. How do we turn the Ten of Coins in the reverse to being a strength? Let's have a little think about that energy there, because it's not a great card, to be perfectly honest with you. It's not like a Ten of Swords in the reverse. Ten of Swords in the reverse is the resolution of an issue. Ten of Coins in the reverse is disparity within relationships. It's arguments. It's an unstable foundation. It's where there isn't anything long-term or sustainable within a relationship with the Ten of Coins in the reverse. It's the lack of sustainability with the Ten of Coins in the reverse. We'll come back to that one in a moment, because your strengths were something couldn't be sustained here. There were too many holes with the Ten of Coins in the reverse. Might have been financial issues. But I always feel that when we have reversals showing us strengths, there's a lesson that has to be learnt with those cards. So that's what I think. When we have reversals that show up in a strong position, it says, well, this might have been the situation, but this was there because it was trying to teach you something going forward. So even though this card talks about instability, insecurity, divorce, financial issues within relationships with the Ten of Coins, arguments, separation with the Ten of Coins in the reverse, that might have been the strength, because in the long term, it might be that this very delicate situation with the Ten of Coins in the reverse, not unless a partner had split up with somebody else and that was your strength, potentially. But other than that, I feel that this was more about something that was negative, not so great in the relationship. Acting as a strength was to say that in the long term, this is probably going to serve you at some point. We'll have a look at that in a moment, Capricorn. What was the weakness in this relationship? The Ten of Cups, another number 10. I mean, the Ten of Pentacles can be the ending card as well, because 10s do represent endings. I usually, 5s and 10s represent endings and changes. 5s changes, 10s endings. So I usually find in the reverse, even though it can definitely be upright, something is a new phase, it might be that somewhere along the line, after a problem, disparity within a relationship, maybe there was a new phase. Maybe this was clearing something, clearing the way for something moving forward. But the Ten of Cups was the weakness. Emotional contentment within the relationship. Feeling at a place of settlement and confidence, emotional confidence with the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is all about feeling that you're with the one. It's building a happy, I mean, this is about wealth. Ten of Pentacles in the upright usually represents that the relationship is wealthy, but wealthy in all sorts of areas. Money, love, sex, food, work. You just got it all together with a Ten of Coins. It's a very settled family situation, but it's reversed, which represents not. We'll come back to that one with the clarifiers. The weakness was emotional contentment, satisfaction, because Ten of Coins in the upright is all about emotional satisfaction. So I feel that this was, it's not reversed to say anything other than that. The weakness was the Ten of Cups in the upright. The Ten of Cups in the upright is all about emotional contentment and satisfaction within a relationship, and that was your weakness, was the Ten of Cups. It was the satisfaction in the relationship, but it's not reverse, you'll notice, so it doesn't talk about arguments, and it doesn't say that this wasn't the case. For some reason, your strength was in the problems in the relationship, which in turn, there is a lesson that needs to be learnt with that area there. But your weakness was thinking everything was all right. Again, to me, these two cards suggest somebody who's being blind to the true nature of a relationship when I look at these two cards as the strength and the weakness. What is the potential for you to come back with this ex, Capricorn? No. Five of Coins. Now, Five of Coins can work twofold. Five of Coins can either mean that you're supporting each other through thick and thin, which they're an ex, so that's not happening at the moment. But the Five of Coins can also mean no, because Five of Coins represents distance, and I'm seeing distance here with this Five of Coins. We'll have to see what shows up with that Five of Coins, though, as a clarifier, because this can mean that people support each other. The potential could still be there with the Five of Coins, because the Five of Coins can easily, there's two people on the card, and that can mean that two people are really supporting each other through the most difficult of situations in a relationship. But then the Five of Coins speaks of abandonment and rejection as well, and loss. So there is every potential more than anything that no, this has been lost. We'll see. Who is this ex as a person overall? What's the overall analysis of them? Ah, the Hierophant. This person is probably very set in their ways. They've got a great deal of belief, value with the Hierophant energy. Could be a Taurus person as well for some of you Capricorns. But the Hierophant is somebody who believes in their own ideas. This person follows a great deal of tradition. So this person is very set in their ways. It could be religious-wise, it could be socio-economic factors, religious factors, educational factors, for example. As a Hierophant, this person is very much in control. They're very much in charge. They probably like to speak down to people. They probably like to offer words of advice as an individual. They might work within in an environment in which they are a leader, because Hierophants represent leaders of men. So, or sorry, not leaders of men, leaders of people. So this person as the Hierophant is somebody who is very attuned to what their own beliefs are, what their own ideologies are. And I think that this person might be the type of person that doesn't listen as well to others. They're so in love with what they think is right as the Hierophant. Remember, with the Hierophant, it doesn't always mean that somebody else's ideology or thoughts, Capricorn, are going to be yours. And because they're showing as a Hierophant, they're very stuck in their ways, and they have a certain self-belief system that they're not willing to break out of. They're very much a conformist, probably. They tend to conform to the status quo, and they don't really like difference, and they probably don't like change, even though fives represent change. As a Hierophant, you're probably not going to like those changes, because you're so set in the way that you've been brought up, in what you've been taught to believe about certain issues in life. So this person is really dedicated to their own belief system and how they've been brought up. Maybe it's a religious factor, social factor, educational factor, health factor, whatever it is. But this person is the Hierophant. Hierophants, remember, as a Hierophant, it's not that you are committed to anything. You might be committed to the church, but you're more committed to a doctrine or a certain way of looking at something or a certain way of believing something. This person's very set in their ways as a Hierophant. Very difficult person to contend with, I think. And this is the person that your feelings are the Knight of Coins for. You feel this about them. Still very committed to this individual, yet this person is very resolute. I can see why. They look like a person of steel. What are the blockages to you and this person coming together? Finding balance. Finding equilibrium and balance in the relationship. Overcoming obstacles. Because that's what the Temperance card is all about. When you get the Temperance card, it says in a relationship. There's two things really with the Temperance card. Number one, it might be that you're not a combination. Because it's an obstacle position, is the Temperance energy. So Temperance represents the need to, it talks about the themes of the right combination. The need to deal with two opposing forces, just like the Chariot does. It deals with the themes of two people who have been going through a really, really tough time and needing to come through it by working together harmoniously. It deals with the themes of creating harmony. It deals with the themes of being soulmates and being very connected to each other. And your challenge, the obstacles to you guys coming together are the Temperance energy. Is it a problem harmonising your differences of opinion, your different thoughts? Probably is, to be perfectly honest with you. Is it a problem achieving balance and equilibrium within the relationship? Probably a problem, because the Temperance card is in the challenge position. If you were to get back together, what would be the outcome? The Six of Cups in the reverse. Nothing would change. Six of Cups in reverse deals with themes of living in the past, and nothing changes. Again, lack of change. It's almost like death in the reverse, living in the past. So nothing would change here with the Six of Cups in the reverse. I mean, it might be for some of you guys that you're able to go back to a nicer time, but this would only be, I think, because it's a pit card as well, would only be a temporary measure. If the outcome of the relationship would be the Six of Cups in reverse, whatever that past is, you guys would be living it. If this ex were to come back, Capricorn, what should you do? Oh, the Sun. That's a yes card. Well, you could say yes, as long as with the Sun energy there was a change with the Sun energy, because this is about joy. And it's a major card as well. So what should you do? The Sun would say, well, welcome the person with open arms. You could do that with the Sun energy. It's a positive card. That would always be a yes. No matter how you want to look at the Sun card, it would always be a yes. Always be a yes. So you could still welcome this person with open arms with the Sun energy. If they were to come back asking for a reconciliation, well, you could. You could. We're going to have a look at some clarifiers on this. Why is the person, why is this ex showing us death in the reverse? Why are they currently death in the reverse in their lives right now in 2 cards? Right, this person's very restless, and Four of Swords in the reverse also represents a return. So this person has come out of a time of withdrawal. And the Moon. It's about the Moon. So we get the first card. What is it about? It's about that. And what's this about? So we know that this person's made a return to something in their life with the Death card. They've come back from the grave with the Death card in the reverse. Why is that? What's the reason for this? What's it about? Well, the Four of Swords in the reverse. It's either that this person was very restless and needed to speak the truth with the Moon card in the reverse to an individual. Moon card reverse. Or it's a case of that this person has come back from a time of being withdrawn, and the Moon card and needs to, it's about the Moon talking. So the Moon is about bringing clarity to a situation. It's about owning up and being honest. So I feel that this person has returned to somebody in their life, death in the reverse. And I think that this person's returned to them because they were not only restless, but also they wanted to come out of a time where they were very detached from an individual. And it's because of the Moon card in the reverse. They were very, very clear. They had great insight. I'm just going to see what they had great insight into. What did this ex have great insight into with the Moon in the reverse? What did the person have great insight into with the Moon in the reverse? The Tower. So they had great insight. Great insight with that Tower energy here. That this relationship, whatever the situation was, it might be they had great insight that they were feeling very unstable. Because the Tower card represents, it doesn't have to just be an external feeling, it can be an internal one. And if it's internal, especially if you get it with a Cup card, then what's happening is that your feelings are starting to come out. Especially when you get it with the Queen of Cups. This can be somebody who's starting to cry, starting to open up a little bit more emotionally wise. Okay, so I think that this person was probably feeling unstable with the Tower energy about the Five of Swords. About having lost this person, feeling unstable and hurt probably. The Five of Swords represents to be hurt in a relationship. So I feel that this person has returned to a person here. And why is that? Well, the Four of Swords, feeling restless, but also feeling the need to come out of a time of retirement on this situation. I think with the Moon card, it's because there was a realisation here that they were feeling very unstable with the Tower energy. Probably very angry and hurt, maybe with the Tower and the Five of Swords energy. Possibly very angry that somebody had hurt them. Or feeling very unstable because they'd been cut out, or they had to cut an individual out here. So I think that they've returned to somebody here because they were very hurt by the situation. Why is this person's weakness, strength, the Seven of Coins in the reverse? Why is this ex's strength, the Seven of Coins reversed? Right, Queen of Swords. Could be a person, but also this is a very strong, opinionated, thoughtful individual. As an energy, it says that you make a decision based on logic and rationale rather than emotion. Okay. might have made a decision to be on their own. Two women that can show on their own in the tarot: Queen of Swords and Nine of Pentacles. But Queen of Swords doesn't necessarily have to be on her own. She can very much be in a partnership. She's chatty, she's vivacious, she's clever, and she's a great advice giver. So don't be fooled by that card and think that it's all about detachment. It's not. But in this case, I think that their strengths are the Seven of Coins in reverse. Their strengths are to cut their losses. Why is that? It could be a Queen of Swords. Maybe there's a person here who wanted to be on her own. Maybe there was a person around this person here, Capricorn. Because Queen of Swords can be a Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini. Or she's a very straight talking male or female individual. So it might be that the strengths of this person, they made the decision to cut their losses. Why did they do that? Might be they had clear communication with an individual here that this person either wanted to be on their own or they wanted to be on their own. However, I think it would be more the case that there was somebody else that this person was involved with, and it communicated with this person, with this ex of yours, that they wanted to be on their own. And it could be that right now, or it might be that they communicated that. And that's why right now they're making a return, because they were restless and realised with the Four of Swords in the reverse, actually, I don't want to withdraw myself from this relationship because I've got clear insight that I'm feeling very unstable with this Tower energy. At the ending of this relationship, the loss. So I think that this person, this ex of yours, cut it with someone. I think that they ended a relationship with another individual here. And I think that here they've come back because they realised they didn't want to do it. But their fears are, it's not fears, their weakness is the Chariot. Why is this person's weakness the Chariot? Why is this ex's weakness the Chariot? Three of Cups. Oh, Three of Swords. I think that their weakness is that they don't care. Because the Chariot shows somebody who is emotionally redundant. It's more than likely with the Chariot that this person isn't going to be emotionally receptive to any situation. They've got a heart of steel. They tend to put on this armour that shields them from feeling any type of emotion. And it could be because you've got 2 threes here. So this could be third party situation. Three of Cups, third party, has caused severance or heartbreak or separation or friendship separation in friendships. So it might be their weakness are the Chariot, that they move on. They don't care. They don't tend to hang around too long. Because heartbreak, Three of Swords is the card about heartbreak and disappointment. Third parties could have caused heartbreak, disappointment, separation. Or it could be in a friendship, connections, there's been disappointment and heartbreak and severance. So I think that this person has had possibly a lot of relationship breakdowns or a couple of relationship breakdowns, whatever the case might be. But their weakness is the Chariot. Their weakness is they don't tend to have any type of remorse. I'm getting somebody who doesn't feel remorse, whether they've cheated or gone into third-party situations or whether they've had the greatest of relationships but they've separated. This person doesn't seem to, their weakness is not to show and not to feel remorse, and probably not even to feel a damn thing, with the Chariot showing there as their weakness. Because their strength is to cut their losses. If they think that they're not going to get their rewards, Seven of Coins in the reverse, they just cut their losses. Why is that? Maybe they make a decision as the Queen of Swords, through the head rather than the heart, that they'd rather be on their own with the Nine of Coins. However, this person might have come up a cropper, Capricorn, because it looks to me right now they're looking to return to someone here. They were feeling restless. They didn't want to withdraw anymore because they've got deep insight that they're feeling pretty unsteady with that Tower energy at being cut out or having cut somebody out with the Five of Swords. Why does this person feel the Two of Swords in the reverse for Capricorn? Why does this ex feel the Two of Swords in the reverse for Capricorn in 2 cards? Right, Queen of Cups. This shows somebody in their private time looking into their emotions and into their feelings. Oh, King of Wands. So you've got 2 court cards here, and one card is looking into the other. Alright, and you know, usually when you get this energy here, see the Queen of Wands here, he's a very sexual character, and he's looking at the feminine energy of the Queen of Cups. So this person probably wants to go there with this individual. And I think that this Two of Swords showing up here, it might be that their feelings are, I think that their feelings are that they possibly would like a truce with that Two of Swords energy. I think this person would like a truce. Now, water and fire don't really mix. But if we think about the feminine energy of the Queen of Cups and the very masculine and strong energy of the King of Rods and how he's looking into this lady, look how he looks at her. There's a sexual energy here, I feel, from him to her. This person wants to go there with this individual. And I feel that this person's feelings towards you, Capricorn, is that they would like a truce with that Two of Swords energy showing up here. I think it's two things. They've either made a decision that this was probably all about sex for them, or they'd like a truce because they still like to probably go there. I've seen this combination before and it showed up for me and someone and it was true. Why does Capricorn feel the Knight of Pentacles for this person in 2 cards? Why does Capricorn feel the Knight of Pentacles in 2 cards for this person? Emperor. So Emperors represent the building of stability. And the 4 of Coins. Well, we could read this as the other person and say that with this very important person in your life, Capricorn, this is somebody that you're finding it difficult to let go of with the 4 of Coins showing here. Because 4 of Coins also shows up when you're finding it difficult to let go of an individual. Maybe building, also Empress can show up when you're looking to build a secure relationship, a stable relationship. So it might be the building of a secure and stable relationship. You, with this 4 of Coins, are wanting to secure, wanting to build it, that type of thing. Because 4 of Coins means to secure something. It means not just to build it, but to secure it, to hold on to it. So building this relationship, a strong, secure relationship, is something that you guys are very much holding on to. So it's almost like you're still holding on to building something strong with this individual, which is why your feelings are the Knight of Coins. Very, very committed still, I think, for some of you Capricorns to this individual. Because you've got this kind of vision that you're going to build something strong with this individual in the long term. But I think that this person, their feelings for you, it's either that they want a truce, but I think it's because you've got 2 very kind of transient energy showing here, rods and water. Fire and water are very transient. They're here today, gone tomorrow often, you know. They flow, they ebb and they flow. They never really stick. But this person's either thinking of going there with you, or this person has been thinking about you to a certain extent, or this person here, they've made a decision, or they've come to the truth with the 2 of Swords in the reverse that maybe you were just for a purpose of sex, that type of thing. Why were the strengths in this relationship the 10 of Coins in the reverse for Capricorn? Why were the strengths in this relationship the 10 of Coins in the reverse for Capricorn and this X in 2 cards? 9 of Cups. So this represents contentment. Oh, and the 10 because of 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups represents contentment. And with the Temperance energy, this is usually about being something long-lasting, going with the flow, content to work things through. So I feel that the strengths in the relationship were more about that there was a very unstable energy. It wasn't grounded enough. But I think that the strength in that, because there's a lesson to be learnt from a reversal. It's almost like having a major card when it shows up. There's a lesson that comes with those cards. And because this is reversed, this would say, well, the strength was in the unsustainability of the relationship, the lack of groundedness within this relationship with that 10 of Coins. Because I think that somewhere along one of you, could have been both, but one of you was happy to try and work through the energies, which really showed a strength of spirit and really in a way taught you that even against the odds, one could still be happy to try and work through or fight for something that they felt was important. So this is why I think it was important to have this here, because it was teaching you somewhere along the line that even when things get really difficult, you can still work towards getting them. You never give up that easy, which is a nice energy here to show. So the strengths being that this was a very difficult, I think, an unstable relationship in this relationship. The reason why it's a strength is because someone was happy to try and work through the obstacles with that Temperance energy, to try and, you know, compromise with the Temperance energy showing here. Somebody was happy to compromise. Temperance is all about compromising as well. So it was almost like the strengths in the relationship were to try and make this relationship work against the odds, trying to work through the relationship, making it work for the long term, even against the odds, I would say probably was the strengths. The weakness, though, was the Ten of Cups. And let's have a look at why the weakness was the Ten of Cups. Why was the weakness in this relationship the Ten of Cups? Eight of Coins represents hard work, focus, but also things that go round and round and round in relationships. All right, so the Eight of Cups. Okay, so all of the hard work that was put into this relationship, somebody abandoned that. Somebody abandoned the need to put any hard work. Because the Eight of Cups can bring progress as well when you get that card showing up. Okay, but also this is the card about walking away. We only asked for 2 cards. The weakness was the Ten of Cups energy. I think the weakness in this relationship was thinking that this relationship survived on love alone. Because somebody wasn't willing to put the hard work in, and that was the weakness. The weakness was the Ten of Cups. So the weakness in this relationship that it was all based on emotional factors. So feelings, feeling good with each other when you were together. But this is a weakness because the hard work, somebody didn't want to put the hard work into this relationship. So this must be you, Capricorn here. The strength must be the Ten of Coins in the reverse. The instability in this relationship was the strength. So in a way, the universe is saying, well, the strength in this relationship was Capricorn's ability to try and work through these energies. It was in you. It was your ability to try and compromise and work through these energies because you found that you were dealing with a relationship that wasn't going to fall in your lap just like that. You really had to work for it. And I think the strength was with Capricorn, who really wanted to work towards against the odds to keep this relationship together. So in a way, it was teaching you that you could persevere. I think that the strength was in perseverance in this relationship here. But the weakness was the Ten of Cups. So the weakness was happiness, really, with the Ten of Cups energy. The weakness was emotional contentment because one of you, and I think this was the ex, putting the hard work in, this person wasn't dedicated enough with that Eight of Cups. They turned their back on it. So I think the weakness was that this person wasn't content to do this. You were content to work hard, but I don't think that the partner was. And therefore, the potential for you guys to reconcile are the Five of Coins. And why is the potential for Capricorn and this person to reconcile the Five of Coins show me in 2 cards? Well, the truth. The Ace of Swords talks about the truth. Well, the truth might be that one of you has withdrawn, Capricorn, the Hermit. Also, the Hermit is seeking the truth because he's looking into the Ace of Swords. So you've found the truth. And what is the truth? What is the truth? What is the truth? The Sun. Clarity, honesty with the Sun energy. And what is it about the Sun? What is it about the Sun? The World. So I feel that the truth and the clarity of this situation, because the Sun shows the clearness and the clarity of a situation, is that you've come to the ending of a cycle with this situation, because the World represents the ending of a cycle. And this is why I feel with the Five of Coins that the potential for you guys to come back together is a no with that Five of Coins. Why is that? Because you found the truth. You can see that the Hermit is looking into the Ace of Swords. This isn't always about withdrawing. There's 2 things I could say. Well, the truth is that this person's withdrawn with the Hermit energy, mad with the Sun energy, that it's very clear that this situation has come to its end of its cycle. But also it's the same thing, really, that this is a no for a reconciliation because you've found the truth. Hermit has found the truth. He's looking into the truth. So you've found the truth. What have you found? That it's very clear with the Sun, and it's as clear as day with the Sun energy, that this relationship has come to the ending of its cycle with the World energy. So therefore, I don't think that there is the potential to reconcile differences on this one. Why is this X showing up as being the Hierophant in 2 cards? Why is this X, as an overall analysis, showing up as being the Hierophant? Right, the Ten of Swords shows disappointment, breakups, depression, severance. Okay, so after this energy here, this person has decided to start again the Magician energy showing up. But also, you know, if I were to, it's about the Magician as well. So this person, the Ten of Swords, the secondary card is about the is about the Magician. So if we look at the first card and we say, well, what's this about? Instead of reading it as a straight combination, we can say, well, this person is a Hierophant because of the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords represents defeat and depression. But what would this person be depressed about, perhaps with the Ten of Swords? Possibly starting again, trying to reignite the relationship with the Magician energy. Or did they feel that you were a magician? Magicians can be manipulated in the tarot as well. This person is very, very staunch in their beliefs as a person overall. And why is that? Maybe they've been hurt by a magician. I don't know whether you're the magician or not, Capricorn. Or maybe they're very, very staunch in their beliefs. Maybe they keep to the tried and tested way of doing things as the Hierophant, showing up here because of the Ten of Swords, because they have been defeated. And what's this defeat about? The Magician, something new that they started. Maybe they were betrayed in a relationship that they started with that Magician, because the Magician means to start, and it's because of the Ten of Swords, but this Ten of Swords, we want to quantify it. So what's the Ten of Swords about? It's about a Magician. So maybe they were hurt by somebody who told them a whole load of stuff. So this person tends to keep to the tried and tested. Very interesting, because they show up as being quite a complex person. And usually within these readings, often we want to see the... we want to see the ex as being bad. And I'm not saying the ex is bad at all. But I don't think that the ex is invested. This is probably one of the most difficult ones that I've looked at, because I can't get a handle on exactly who this ex is. I really can't. We're going to go through the reading again once we've got all the cards together, okay? We're going to see why the blockages to you guys coming back together are Temperance. Why the blockages to Capricorn and this ex coming back together, Temperance, in 2 cards. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles represents to make an investment, but also to look to the long term of a relationship, the potential of a relationship. 2 of Swords, energy. Well, I think that somebody might be keeping their options open with the 2 of Swords showing here. Because the Page of Coins represents to, you know, present something. When you get the Page of Coins, this is also about the need to be responsible. So the need, you know, you might be very committed as a Page of Coins. You might be looking at the potential of a relationship. This person might be looking at the potential of a relationship. Could be with 2 people. 2 of Swords means 2 paths or 2 people. So it might be the obstacles of Temperance. Finding that balance and equilibrium in the relationship in terms of you guys coming back together, Capricorn, because it might be that this person, the ex, is looking at the potential with that Page of Coins, might be very attracted to a couple of options here with the 2 of Swords. So I certainly feel that this ex is probably playing the field a little bit. I don't think that they're necessarily 100% looking at you. Even though I do feel somewhere along the line there is still probably an attraction here going on. Why is the 6 of Cups in the reverse? What would the 6 of Cups in the reverse be the overall outcome for the relationship between Capricorn and the ex if they were to come back together? Why would this be the overall outcome? Right, you got the 2 of Cups, which is union, relationship, agreement. Because the 2 of Cups, wow, it's nice energy. Well, I think that there is love at the heart of this relationship somewhere along the line. You've got the 2 of Cups and the Page of Cups. So this connection could be the start of something that develops with the Page of Cups. So if you did get back together, you could just go back. Probably now the 6 of Cups is in the reverse is saying that you go right back to the beginning of the relationship when it first started, when everything was great and everything was glowy. So I think if you did come back with this person, it could, at the start, be very good. Because you've got the 6 of Cups, you go right back to the past, 6 of Cups. But it also might be that you'd be living in the past of when this relationship was healthy, united, and had the potential to grow and to move forward in a very loving, romantic sense. These are 2 lovely energies coming together. So if the outcome would be this, it's good because it's an outcome. So at the outcome, you go back to the past. Things would perhaps happen in a very, very positive way. There's still love here, I think, for you Capricorns in this individual, whoever this individual is. And why is the overall outcome for you? We've asked what Capricorn should do if this ex comes back. Show me why you give me the Sun in 2 cards. Well, the Chariot. Now the Chariot represents to moving forward. Wow, moving forward could bring A new beginning with the Ace of Rods. This is probably the best reading I've done for this type of reading. There is hope for you and an ex here, Capricorn. There's definitely hope. It's saying, yes, if they came back, you should go for it. Because the Chariot, perhaps trying to overcome obstacles with the Chariot could bring a new beginning with the Ace of Rods. Because the Ace of Rods is all about a new beginning in a relationship. So it could bring a new beginning for you guys. Let's get this reading again. Let's see if we can get this together. This is the most confusing part, why they show us the Hierophant. I think that they are very set in their ways, and I think that they have a traditional view of what relationships should be. And it's because of the Ten of Swords. I think that this person, this ex, may have been hurt. What's the hurt about a magician? Somebody who pulled the wool over their eyes. So I think that they are very, very, you know, I would say that this ex is very, very, what's the word? They're very, with the Hierophant, set in their ways. They have a certain belief system when it comes to relationship. I think that they've been hurt by somebody who was a manipulator, maybe with a magician. I'm not saying it's you. It might have been somebody else who hurt them. Let's get this reading. Let's get this reading again. And let's see if we can match up. Because this person is very nuanced and very complicated, I think, as an individual. I think they've returned to someone here. They're showing us death in the reverse. So I think that they've come back from the dead, basically. They've returned to an individual here. I think it's because with the Four of Swords they were very restless. They come out of a time of withdrawal. I think it's because with the Moon in the reverse they've realised. What have they realised? Well, they've realised the Tower, that they feel very unsteady and unstable. Why do they feel unstable? Maybe at the hurt that they experienced in this relationship. Maybe it's because they cut this person out. Maybe this person cut them out. Their strength of the Seven of Coins in the reverse. They're very good at cutting their losses if something's not going to give payback. Why is that? Because I think that they've made a very resolute decision with the Queen of Swords, that it's probably better that they're on their own. If something's not working out for them, it's better that they just pay attention to themselves and their own value. However, their weakness is the Chariot. The Chariot, I would say that they tend to be very controlled emotionally. Maybe it's within friendships with the Three of Cups. Could be third party because it's 2 threes, doesn't have to be. But maybe it's within relationships they've had a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. And maybe the weakness is that now they tend to put their... I'm getting the impression that this person isn't a bad person. I think they tend to put their guard up a lot, because I think that this ex might have been hurt quite a lot in relationships. How do they feel about you? The Two of Swords in the reverse. So I think that they've come to a decision about you. And I think the decision is that this person is still set on fire by whoever you are, Capricorn. I think you show us the Queen of Cups, because the King of Wands is looking into her. So I think this is you. I think that they've come to a decision that you still make them feel on fire. They still, in one way, shape or form, whether it's sexual or otherwise, would love to pursue you here. They're looking straight at you. Even though you're not Queen of Cups, I think this is your energy here. And how do you feel about them? Very committed still. Knight of Pentacles. Why are you committed? Maybe this is them as the Emperor. Maybe they made you feel secure and stable with the Emperor and the Four of Coins. Maybe in terms of building a secure, stable relationship with the Emperor energy, makes you feel secure with the Four of Coins. Or this is something you cannot let go of, something that you're holding on to. The strength in the relationship was the Ten of Coins in reverse. So the strength was... this relationship came to you to test you, I feel, with this Ten of Coins in reverse, because it was an unstable relationship. But it's because of the happiness and the contentment to try and make it work with the Temperance energy. So the strength was that you were being tested against all odds in this relationship. The weakness, though, is the Eight of Cups. Sorry, the Ten of Cups. The weakness is in feeling joy and contentment, because one of you wasn't happy. It's all about the work. Why is it? It's about putting the work in. Well, what is it about the work? Somebody wasn't particularly dedicated to putting this work in. The Eight of Cups, it's about the Eight of Cups. So when you get the Eight of Cups, somebody is emotionally reticent or distant. So somebody wasn't particularly connected with putting this work in. That might have been the ex, and that's what the weakness is here. If they weren't dedicated to putting the work in, maybe they were hurt. Maybe there's somewhere along the line that this person's been hurt and they find it very difficult to completely give themselves to a relationship. Maybe they've got trust issues. What is the potential for you to come back together? Well, the Five of Coins. I'm not seeing it just as yet. Really. Five of Coins suggests loss, so that would probably be a no. Why is that? Well, I think the truth has been found with this Hermit energy, and I think it's because of the clarity that this has come to the end of its cycle with the world energy here. Which is a shame, because this person shows us the Hierophant. This person tends to stand very close to what its own belief system is, and its belief system is very unshakable. So this ex is very, very traditional as a person, and they've got a very set and firm lot of rules and regulations that come together when there are relationships. And why is that? Because I think that they've been hurt. Well, what's the hurt about a magician? They were hurt, I think, by somebody who fed them a line, a manipulator. I think that this person has been hurt, so they tend to put their own counsel up here with the Hierophant energy showing up. I think that this person puts a lot of blocks up against other people. What are the blockages to you coming together? Well, temperance, making things work at this common time. Overcoming the obstacles, working together. I think it's because this ex with the Page of Coins is looking at the potential maybe of a couple of other people with the Two of Swords. However, if you were to come back together, what would be the overall outcome? Six of Cups in the reverse. Well, you go back to the very beginning of the relationship. The outcome would be that things would be anew, I think, with this Six of Cups in the reverse. Why is that? Because within this relationship, within this connection, there is the possibility with the Page of Cups for marriage, children perhaps, to develop this relationship in a beautiful, caring and loving way. And the overall outcome, if they actually come back asking for a reconciliation, what should you do? Well, it's a yes, the Sun. You should say yes. Why is that? Because if you can work together to overcome your obstacles with the Chariot, you could have a positive new beginning with this person. I think this person's obviously been through a lot, and I get the impression that the ex finds it difficult to trust. But I do feel that there could be something, and it's probably the best reading I've done. It's the last one I'm doing, thank God, I'm absolutely shattered. But it's the best one I've done. This looks like there could be something really positive for you and this ex going forward if it ever did reconcile. I think that there could be a positive new beginning for you and this ex. Alright, that's your reading, Capricorn. Thanks for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.